All right, man. So I've been getting this a lot. People have been like, do I have to track protein? Okay, hold on. Do you have to track protein, in calories in order to lose fat? Can you just kind of, eyeball things and, do a little bit of exercise and lose fat? Let me answer that question and say, fuck no. You better be tracking if you want to lose fat, right? It's just like if you're trying to save money. If you're trying to save money, you can make more money, right? But usually if you make more money, what you're going to do is you're going to overcompensate by spending more without even knowing it. That's why tracking is so important, to keep you in check, to keep you accountable, and to keep you disciplined, right? For example, usually when my clients start tracking, like I'll give them a meal plan the first few months, right? But when they start tracking on their own, they start looking at the back of labels and they're like, holy shit, like that's a lot of calories. I didn't know there was this many calories in it. If they didn't have to track, they would just grab whatever they wanted to, obviously. But now that they have to pay attention to the calories, now they're going to be more aware of the calories in different foods, which will help them put certain foods together. And then also they're going to learn how to prioritize protein as well. So if you don't prioritize, tracking, if you don't actually track, it's going to be hard for you to have a knowledge of how many calories are in everything. Now, if you've tracked before and you have a general idea of kind of what to eat to lose weight, I would still recommend that you track, because you're going to be overconfident, and we always underestimate the protein intake and we always overestimate the carbs and fat. Other way around. We always overestimate the protein intake and underestimate the carbs and fat. We're always like, yeah, it's not that many carbs. Yeah, it's not many fats. And then when you type it into MyFitnessPal, you realize that's one of the reasons you're not losing fat, is because you're overeating, guys. So it's super important to track. Like, if you want to be successful in anything in life, you have to track. Like, if you don't, literally one of the first things I ask people was like, when they're like, hey man, I can't lose my belly fat, man. My stomach's getting big. I got a beer belly and I got titties. I'm like, okay, cool. So like, how many calories are you eating? I don't know. I'm like, bro, okay, how many times do you go to the gym? Maybe 3 times. Wait, you mean a week? I don't know. Like, things like that. Like, if you're not tracking, then you're not serious about your goals. That's just how it works. Like, if you don't track, you're never going to get to your goals, because what you're going to do is you're going to undereat, then to compensate, you're going to overeat. Then to compensate, you're going to undereat. Then to compensate, you're going to overeat. Then you're going to step on scale, be frustrated, and be like, it's not working anyways, and then just eat whatever you want to. Whereas if you were tracking, you would realize that your calories are going up and down, which is why you're not losing weight, guys. So it's super important to track. If you really want to make a change, right? If you want to make a change, you really have to start tracking your calories. Like, if you're supposed to be eating 1,800 calories to lose weight, and you think you're eating 1,800 calories, you're probably eating you could be eating like 2,300, 2,400. I've seen people think that they're eating 1,700 and they run me through their calories and it's like 3,000, right? So it's super important to track. And then when it comes to protein is going to affect your body composition significantly. So tracking protein is definitely a priority as well. So I would say track all macronutrients. A lot of people say, oh, just track protein. Track all macronutrients. It's going to give you a better awareness of calories in general. It's going to give you more knowledge, and it's going to be more accountability as well, which is one of the biggest things. Like that self-accountability goes a long way. But all my clients who have tracked before, now they're more aware. Like, it's kind of weird, because before you start tracking calories, I'll say there's like levels of consciousness, right? Before you start tracking calories, you do what I used to do. You kind of just grab whatever you want in the grocery store. Everything has the same amount of calories to you. You know what I mean? Some things make you more full, some things don't. So you kind of just grab, hey, let me just grab some cereal and some milk. And then over here, I'll just grab candy on my way out. But for dinner, I think I want fried chicken. Chicken's healthy, right? So you just get fried chicken, you got some Hawaiian bread or some bread, some rolls, some brioche buns, something like that. And then you got some mini wheats, some cereal or some Frosted Flakes. It doesn't matter. It's all the same to you, because you don't really have a concept of calories. That's what I used to do. And then I would wonder, like, hey, I'm going to the gym. Why is my stomach still big? Because I'm in a calorie surplus, duh. Like, that's one level of consciousness, like, before you start tracking. When you start tracking, when you start tracking, you're going to be very, very aware. And it's gonna open an awareness that you can't go back. You just can't go back after that. It's kind of like when you actually like take the red pill and you actually see, like, human nature as it is in like the workplace and how companies take advantage of you. Once you really realize all that stuff, you know what I mean? You'll be like, oh, there's no going back after that. So you got 2 options, guys, when it comes to tracking calories. Not tracking calories and just eating whatever, that's the blue pill, right? Tracking calories and realizing how many calories are in certain foods. Like, there's a lot of foods in the grocery store that have, like, it says quote unquote high protein, and it's like 7 grams of protein and like 28 grams of carbs and like 28 grams of sugar. And it's not even high protein. And you just grab it because you see high protein. Like, you got to be more aware. You got to be very serious about your goals. And The thing that shows how serious you are is if you're tracking. Because when you're tracking and you're hitting the numbers every day, you do not question mentally like, oh my God, am I hitting the right numbers? Wait, why am I not losing weight? No, 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 no. You know you're losing weight because you know you're losing fat because you're hitting your calories every single day. And if you're going over your calories every single day and you're not losing fat, you know exactly why you're not losing fat. So yes, make sure you're tracking. If you're not tracking, you're not serious. So make sure you're tracking if you're trying to lose fat.